What's up guys, it's Haunted Johnny, and we're here at Plum Dungeon Falls, and today we're going to be investigating an abandoned graveyard. Hopefully we can get some answers, we might not, but let's check it out. Reportedly this place is very haunted, and these stairs at night, or sometimes you can hear screaming, you can get grabbed, you can get pushed, so let's figure it out. Alright, so I guess let's make our way up the stairs. Being 27 and my hip is freaking killing me. Alright guys, so we're going to start looking for the cemetery now. I haven't been here probably since I was a little kid. It's like an abandoned cemetery that's in the woods. It has a lot of grave markers from the late 1800s or early 1800s. So you know this place is probably haunted. It's kind of out in the middle of nowhere in the woods. So I don't really think it's far back here. It's actually, I believe, up this hill over here. And then it's on the right side, I think. So if you guys even want to check it out yourself, it's Plum Dungeon Falls. It's kind of in the middle of nowhere. And taking my car down here wasn't very safe, if you know me, but we made it. It's literally just in the middle of nowhere. I believe it's actually up this hill. Yeah, actually, I can start to see some of the gravestones out. So yeah, it's really not too far away from the road. You guys just walk up the stairs and go to the back of the woods a little bit up a hill. The cemetery's back there. So we have finally made it to the cemetery, guys. It's really not too far off the road, like I was saying. It's actually maybe a quarter of a mile back here. You just go up the stairs and straight up a walkway, more or less, and it's in the woods on a trail. But some of these graves are literally not even like visibly marked at this point. They're so old. Others are veterans. Some of them are more recent, like later 1800s, so the stones themselves you can read somewhat, but for the most part this place has been abandoned for a really long time. What did you say?
This is so sad.
Why is that?
Died April 13th, 1870, age 8 months. There's a baby.
Jeez. So yeah, this one's
8
really
months old.
It's pretty creepy back here, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, because like I said, it's just kind of in the woods. And oh yeah, there's more that are just even off to the side here. This little small one. Well, this one right here, it's on the front.
Oh, it's on the other side?
Yeah, and I can't. 1870, it looks like.
April something, 1870.
Franny.
Aged.
20, maybe? I can't really tell.
I can't even tell. Yeah, that's Franny. Oh my.
So, we're just going to keep walking around looking at these gravestones before we actually use our ghost equipment. Just to show you guys what it's like. I mean, as you can see, the disrespect. I mean, it's old. So they're kind of knocked down. Some of them are picked back up. Like this one obviously broke, and someone was nice enough to pick it back up and lay it there. And then you just have some of these stones that are literally, you can't even tell what they are. And then you have a couple that are just in the woods, literally back here. What's this one say? Joseph Jameson, 1861.
He was 18. Died.
So this one is early 1900s, 1904.
Oh. He died 1899.
Yeah.
5 years before she did.
And then there's these ones, which 1895. Shreve, another Shreve, like the one over there.
Aged 49 years, 10 months, 6 days.
And this is Rob. Oh fuck! I'm on the hole. Probably standing.
This is made out of fucking marble. Some of these are so old. They're like so withered from weather.
Let's see if I can't read it on my phone.
Yeah, I can't either.
Then you have, well, this one too. It's like I can't read anything that it says on it. This one, 1892, it looks like, or 1862. Can't really tell. Then we have this one right here, Robert Miller, 1819 to 1890. Yeah, this is a veteran. This one still looks like in good condition for the age. We have Mary Fleming, or
Mary, daughter of Samuel and Jane Fleming, died.
Oh.
She was
1817?
1817, yeah.
Or 1848.
Oh.
I can't tell what that is.
Oh, it looks like 1845 or something like that.
Huh.
Yeah,
so it's fairly old. Like all these are. Oh, and there's a couple that are even on the hills up there.
Yeah.
So then there's this gravestone here, and I honestly can't read anything that it says. It's kind of sad to see the shape that these places are left in. But then you have this one. This one's, pretty old, and you can actually read it. Lucinda Solly, 1826 to 1863. Which, these gravestones, like I said, are probably well over 100 plus years old, here. So I figure there's definitely some good content to get. Might be some spooky things back here. So, and then these ones are pretty bad off, if you can tell. It's like everything's broken, and I can't really read this, so move on. There's still more. It's a pretty big graveyard for as old as it was.
I wonder if, trees and branches falling.
Well, that too. Even, the weather could be part of, just naturally being broken and everything else. Because, I don't know why anyone would come back here and knock them over or break them, but people are pretty weird these days, so. And then there's these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it looks like, gravestones around this tree. Look at this, guys. War of 1812. That is insane. 1812 is that metal on that. Died 1861, the one looks like it says. The other one I can't even tell.
I wonder if, because that says Andrew, I wonder if that was his wife.
Oh, yeah. And there's still more. There's up there. There's some around here. There's a couple we missed down here as well. I'm gonna go over to this one, I think. See if I can read it.
Unmarked grave.
1860 something, but I can't read it really that well. And what do you say? Unmarked?
This one looks unmarked.
It might not be, but it could just be because it's so knows how old this one really is, because there's literally no marking on it at all. You can't tell. Just looks like a rock standing up. What'd you say?
I said it looks like somebody put that up.
Oh, yeah. And now it's like what? Going back here.
Can't even tell.
No. Literally so old.
Samuel, something like that. Samuel.
Alright, and let's move up here. Oh, yeah, I can't read these.
Baby Bailey.
No.
So it's another baby.
Yeah, so that's pretty depressing. So some of this stuff is really depressing back here because, you have some really young children that obviously died really early on when they were probably only a couple years old with that, or a couple months old.
I couldn't imagine losing my kid like that.
No. And this one, I can't. It looks like 1862. So yeah, you gotta think like 160 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, more than that. We have some back here as well. It's like 2 of them. This one's like so old you can't even tell what it is. It doesn't look like there's anything left to it.
Yeah.
And this one looks like it says Jenny,
Yeah.
but the date,
Oh my gosh.
can't tell the date at all. What?
Caterpillar.
Boy. A caterpillar, mate. It's like we're in Australia now.
Okay.
So it looks like we're ending like where the gravestones actually end on the hillside. It looks like there was one there at some point. And this one is September 1869.
Aged 1 year and 18 days.
That is, yeah, that's insane, Frankie.
Literally died the day before I was born in 1869.
Rest in peace. So, that is very sad.
That's 3 like little kids.
Right,
here.
and I'm guessing that this at some point would have been a gravestone here. It looks like it, or it's under the ground now. Doesn't look like just a normal rock to me, I guess. I believe that's the whole cemetery here. There might actually be a couple more graves we haven't looked at. I believe there's a couple on that side that we haven't seen, but for the most part, that's the whole cemetery. It's fairly small, but you know, a lot of these graves are from children. And then you have a lot of, like, it looks like war veterans. And then it just looks like some families that were buried here as well. And it's pretty interesting. Like, it makes you wonder what happened. Because, I mean, we're, like I said, in Plum Dungeon Falls. And, like, at one point, this was a very famous area because it was, like, around Oil Creek. Also, guys, there's this gravestone here that Salem just cleaned off. And you can't really read it at all. It's just broken in half, it looks like.
Bugs.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Oh my gosh, that was a whole ant farm.
It really makes you wonder the history, you know, around this area. Because I think there's something going on at some point back here. Andrew.
27 years.
So it's 1813.
Mm-hmm.
This one, I think, is the oldest one we've found so far, which makes me wonder what that one is, too, because both of these look like they were extremely old. Which actually, apparently, this one might be a year older than the one that's beside it. This one might be 1812, it looks like. So, like, these 2 graves right here, I feel like are the oldest ones we've seen, which I would love to try to get answers from these guys, but I don't know their names because the gravestones are so old.
And the mushroom.
And the mushroom. This one's from 1843, it looks like, and then there's another one beside here, but there's no way to tell when that was put there. It's so old. This is probably the biggest gravestone in the
Wife of a
graveyard.
poor.
Wife of a poor.
Born April 12, 1818. Died March 5th, 1882.
Oh, 1818 when she was born. It's just crazy because, like, that one, I mean, like, looks in pretty good condition from the rest of them, you know? It's like you look around here. Holy crap. The hell is that?
I wonder if a branch or something got too weak.
Snap. Or it's a skinwalker. No. So now that we gave you guys a tour of this whole entire cemetery, we're going to get our ghost equipment out and we're going to start testing things just to see where it goes. And hopefully we can get some answers from this place. But if not, we'll always come back. We can always come back a different time. Like I said, I still want to go down to the bridge and check that out because I believe the story goes that there was a guy down there that hung himself and jumped off that bridge. And it's rumored to be very haunted at nighttime too. And if you look at the bridge, I have to show you it later. It looks very sketchy and unsafe. And I drove my car over it to get over to this spot. So let's get into it. So we got a SB7 Spirit Box in. Today we're going to be testing it out here. I actually did some testing with it over like last week when I first got it in my yard. And I was getting some answers there, and it was kind of creepy. So hopefully at this graveyard, we can actually get more from it, because we're surrounded by the dead. And as well as this SB7 Spirit Box, we actually got an EMF reader. If you guys have watched Ghost Adventures, Sam and Colby, or other ghost hunters on YouTube, you would already know what that is. They use it to usually communicate with the dead, and it lights up, and you can get answers like yes or no answers with it. So we're going to give that a try today as well. We have 2 cat balls I brought with us today. These just light up. You turn them on. They're motion sensors. So basically, it's like a flashlight. And then if you guys watched my last video, we used the flashlight method. I brought that as well, just to see if we can get answers with it if nothing else works. So, all right, guys, so we're going to start trying to communicate with the SB7 Spirit Box, and then we're going to go from there, trying different things and seeing if we can get any answers. And all right, so I'm going to turn this on right now. I'm probably going to have to turn it up because it is fairly quiet. And we're going to sleep. Are there any spirits here that would like to communicate? I couldn't tell what that said, honestly. Are there any spirits in this graveyard that would like to communicate? So far, I've only heard like 2 voices, nothing else.
Let's go for a circle.
Are there any spirits here who would like to communicate? Are there any spirits near this graveyard who would like to speak to us? So far, no luck. I can't even understand anything that's coming through. It's been very... Are there any spirits here that would like to communicate?
Are we not close enough to your grave?
That was like a full word, but I couldn't hear what it said. Is there anyone here who would like to communicate with us? I know we're here kind of early, and you guys usually are more noticeable at nighttime. Can you repeat that if it was a name?
We're not here to be disrespectful. We just want to talk to you and hear what went on here. What your life is like.
If you'd like to speak with us, you can use this box to communicate. You can tell us your name, your story, your age, how you passed, if your gravestone is here. I don't know what that was, but that was kind of creepy. I'm going to try sweeping reverse now, because we've been sweeping forward. And I'm also going to change the sweep rate to a faster sweep rate. Are there any spirits here who would like to communicate with us?
You have to use a lot of energy. You have
So
to come close to it.
so far, the only name I've heard out of here that I can really get was George. And of course, it was when I turned my camera off, because that's what always happens. Like, if there's any spirits here who would like to communicate, could you please use the spirit box to tell us your name? Are there any spirits in this graveyard who would like to communicate with us? Nothing. Literally. It's just crazy to...
Most of those are women. Like, there's a bunch of women over there.
If that was a woman, can you tell us yes or no?
Is her name
This way.
Jay?
It said this way.
Dude, I got chills.
It literally said this way. Where do you want us to go?
Were we going the right way when we were coming back down?
What way should we go? Am I going the right way?
Are you a parent of one of these kids that are here?
No.
No.
It literally said no. And that was the last question you asked.
No.
Are you good?
Yes.
Yes.
I heard a yes and then I heard a yeah. I highly doubt any of these people were bad people.
No,
If
but...
you're speaking to the people that
Right,
died
right.
here.
And I don't... I'm going to turn this off for a second so you guys can maybe hear us. So, like, there's just a few communications through there. It wasn't very, like, solid. We got, when I was standing over here, it said this way by these gravestones behind me. I'll show you guys. And then as we were walking this way, Salem asked if it was a female and said yes, yeah. And then I asked it if it was evil, and it said no, or if it was good. So we are going to keep trying. We're just got here about, I don't know, maybe an hour ago. So hopefully we'll get some solid evidence or solid answers. I would like to come back here when it's actually dark, though, because I feel like you could get some very solid evidence from this place because of all the stories I've heard. So I'm going to give Salem the EMF reader right here. All you do is you turn it on. Lights up. So let's try this out. And then I'm going to be using the spirit box still as well. She's walking around with that, so maybe we can get some answers from there or not. So let's try this out.
Can you make yours go off in the direction that you're in? All you have to do is come near this and I'll light it up.
Sleep reversing. It seemed like when I was sleeping reverse, it was getting more answers. And we're going to change this.
I really want to find where this George one is.
Huh?
I said I really want to find where this George one is.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder if it's one of the graves that we can't read.
I don't know, that too. It's like, yeah, because like I said earlier, when we were asking if there was any spirits here, we got one name out of it. It said George, and that was when I wasn't recording. And we're trying to figure out if there's like a gravestone here with the name George on it. But it's so hard to read half of them, it's like, you can't tell. So let's keep trying. Are there any spirits in this direction? I heard something, but wasn't clear at all. Is there anyone who would like to communicate with us here?
Come near this device and set it
George. Right here, George Shreve. So here is the gravestone. It says George Shreve died
He's buried with
February
his wife, Margaret.
16th, 1899, age 83, buried with his wife, Margaret. So this is the only name so far we got, George, that came through the spirit box. So let's try actually communicating with George. So we're going to try the EMF real quick instead of using the spirit box, and then I'm going to turn the spirit box back on. George, if you're here, can you light the EMF reader up at all?
I'm sorry if I'm stepping on your grave. My bad.
George, if you're here with us, can you spike it to yellow? Nothing.
Most of these people probably have never seen any of these equipment, so they're just like very unsure.
Well, that's another thing too on top of it, because yeah, you have this equipment that's probably never even been back here. I'm not too sure if anyone's ever done ghost hunting back here before in the past or not, but I thought it would be a good idea to test some equipment out here because of how old the graveyard is, thinking that, hey, maybe we could get some answers. But they might not even know how to actually use the equipment, so we might have to get the flashlight out. That's another thing, like a flashlight might work. I don't know.
Yeah. Do you have it on you? Or?
Yeah, I have it, but hold on. Hold that real quick.
Yeah.
Here, I'm going to pick this up. George, if you're here with us, this won't focus. Can you please light the EMF reader up?
You just gotta come up near it, and it'll spike.
Yeah, your electromagnetic energy
just by walking near it. You can come stand next to us, stand by your grave. We heard your name through it. We want to know your story.
Dead. I don't know. It's just bizarre. Because like I said, even using this at my house in my backyard, there's an old foundation back there and the well. Off. And yeah, where I was standing directly behind it, it said behind me, and then two people, and I was using the EMF, and the EMF was spiking as well. And I'm just like, what the heck? So like, I know this thing kind of works, but like, I don't know if there's anyone here though as well. Because like, I don't know. Well, there could be another George even too in this graveyard for all we know.
George was a pretty popular name.
Right. So we're going to actually try the flashlight method. All right, guys. So we just got our flashlight set up on George's gravestone here. So we are going to try this out instead of using the EMF or the spirit box. I might try the spirit box again if this doesn't work. Or if he does give us answers with the flashlight, I'll still probably try again with it. So George, if you're here, can you use your power to just light up this flashlight here to tell us that you're with us?
All you have to do is go up to it and just tap it.
Just try to use your energy to communicate with us.
Use our energy, equipment energy. Use whatever you need to be able to communicate with us.
How about if this isn't George trying to communicate with us, can you light the flashlight up? It's nothing.
I'm playing the bug.
Petting the bug.
Kevin the bug.
Alright guys, so we're going to try the spirit box one more time. I just turned it on. We're going to keep the sleep rate the same. We're going to sleep in reverse. And we're going to ask George if he's here with us. George, are you here? If you would like to communicate with us, you can talk to the spirit box.
We heard your name earlier. Is this your grave?
Do you not want to talk to us, George?
Is your wife Margaret here?
See, and that's the thing. It's like we're sweeping through all these radio stations and we're not getting any voices or picking up any radio frequencies either. And that's a bizarre thing to me because it's like you get names, you get yes or no's, you get back there, behind you, you know, like that. And clearly, I don't think George wants to talk to us. So we are going to move on from George's grave.
He probably just wanted.
So what do you say?
He probably just wanted to say that he was here and let us know that he was even here in the first place, but doesn't really want to talk to us.
Right. And like, yeah, all we heard was his name, and that was, like I said, as soon as I stopped recording. And after that, we haven't gotten anything out of him. So we're going to move on, and hopefully we'll pick up something. So now we're going to look at one of the child's graves that we found here. What we're going to do is we're actually going to set up the cat balls and see if they communicate with them through there. I don't really think you can obviously get an intelligent response through them through a spirit box or anything because of how young these children were. Like what, some of them are a year old.
There's one that's a year old. There's one that doesn't even have an age on it. Who knows how old that is?
And then there was an 8-month-old one.
And then we're standing in front of the 8-month-old, and his name was also George.
That's really, that's weird. So 2 Georges, so that's funny. We were just at George's gravestone over there, and then the next gravestone we go to is another George, but this one is a child.
Yeah.
So we're going to try to set up the cat balls real quick, and then I'm going to start recording again, and then hopefully we can get some evidence over here. If not, we'll keep moving through the graveyard, and let's see. All right, guys, so we just set up the cat balls. I'm letting them calibrate real quick. And then, like I said, they're motion detected, so anything can set them off if they touch them. So I'm going to flip the camera around and we're going to start asking some questions. All right, so we're here with George, another little kid, actually, who passed away in this graveyard, who was buried here. I have one cat ball set up on his actual stone. As you can see, it's not moving. It's pretty sturdy in the back there. And then the front, I couldn't really set one up on the front of it because it literally just wanted to roll off. So I set it on the ground next to where he would be buried. So hopefully we can get some communication. Let's try. So George, if you're here, we have these little toys for you. They light up. I don't know if you like to play with anything or can use your energy to light the cat balls up. All you have to do is tap them.
I don't think it's going to understand how much you're saying, though, because this baby's 8 months old.
I know, but I don't know how else you're supposed to communicate with a spirit. Like,
do you want to play with the toys? Do you see them? Look, it lights up. Make it light up. Can you do that? Look at the pretty colors.
so nothing so far, guys.
This one might be too young.
All of the kids are really young that passed away here. So it's hard to say if they could
I feel like we would
communicate or not.
probably have a better chance with the 1-year-old, because they'd have a little bit more of an understanding than the 8-month-old.
Can you tap one of these balls?
Look, it lights up. Make it light up. Pretty colors.
I'll take it as a no. I don't really know. Because they're not really doing anything yet, so we might move on and try a different grave marker. So we are going to try these two graves right here. I believe the one I'm looking at is a child's grave. We can't really read it perfectly, but it looks like it says it was so many months old and so many days. So I'm guessing it had to be at least a year old or so. So let's try.
At least.
Yeah. So she just set down the capital again, so it's recalibrating right there. All right, so we have these little light up toys. If you guys want to come up, you can show you're here. You can just tap them. They're motion detected. They turn on when you tap them or use your energy. So if you want to show that we're here or you're here, try to turn on one of these cat balls for us.
Can you do this? Make it move. Make it light up. See the pretty colors?
And I also, like we were talking about, this graveyard back here, we don't know if anyone's ever even brought equipment back here to even try to communicate with these spirits.
Yeah.
So it's like,
They
makes you
probably don't
wonder.
even know what half of this stuff is.
Right. If you would like to communicate with us, can you try to turn on one of these cat balls? It's as easy as tapping them. Just turn the EMF on to see.
I literally just turned it on and it like was spiking to yellow.
Yeah, it
like
spikes when it turns on. Like it's calibrating. But if you could even use your energy here to light up this EMF reader, turn it yellow, turn it green, just to show us you're here.
Come towards it.
Come towards the green light.
It won't hurt you, I promise. We just want to play. You want to play with the cat balls?
Just nothing. It's just funny, like, the only answers so far we've even been able to get were from the spirit box.
I wonder even if they're just so young, they just...
Can't communicate.
Well, not only that, maybe they just straight up just, like, never ended up becoming spirits because there was nothing tying them here. They didn't really have a conscience of what was going on or anything like that.
Consciousness.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to move on from here. I'm going to start setting equipment up probably in the middle of the graveyard just to see if, like, there's any activity here at all. So, guys, we're going to start setting up our equipment over in the middle of the graveyard over here. There's a lot more stones around this area. And I believe Salem just set up a cat ball over by Andrew's grave. She put the EMF in front of the tree right there. And I have another cat ball if you want to set that up.
I'll put this one near this grave that way.
I also have the flashlight, which we could try. Actually, you know what we could do? We could set that flashlight right up on that log. Like, if you want to. So if there's any spirits who would like to communicate with us, we have our equipment set up. You can use the EMF reader, you can spike it. You can use the cat balls with the motion detection or light them up by tapping them. Or you can even use our flashlight over here by the log and turn that on so we know you're here. So if there's any spirits here who would like to communicate, can you use one of these objects to show that you're here?
Just tap one of those balls. Walk by the EMF reader. Tap the flashlight. Let us know that you're here. I put one of the cat balls near somebody who was part of the War of 1812. Are you still here?
If there's any spirits here who would like to communicate, can you come up and tap this flashlight for us now? It's just interesting. Like, none of the equipment is going off whatsoever at all.
It feels like the only thing that they were even responding with is that
the spirit box. But it's like, you think the flashlight would even work, but or the EMF, like, if there's any spirits who would like to communicate with us here, could you please turn on this flashlight for us?
All you have to do is just tap it, and we'll know that you're here. We want to be able to speak to you.
It's just like dead energy. Like, there's nothing.
I wonder if they don't even have enough energy anymore to be able to do something like that.
Yeah, but you have to think about some of these other places that are very old, historical, that are very haunted. And there's so much energy at them.
But it's probably also like people are constantly going to it. There's so much energy for them to use. I don't know if there's enough energy for them to use here.
Maybe we need to do a summoning ritual. Oh. Except I don't have anything with me to do a summoning ritual right now, so... Yeah. It's just funny, because, yeah, you have all this equipment set up, and then you get no response. And then, as you guys know, like, Return to the Murder House, the flashlight was giving us very intelligent answers, and I feel like it's a very good method. Like, even out here, you think it would work, but there's just nothing. It's, like, dead. And, you know, like I said, I'm in here, the center of the graveyard. Like... Yeah, I have it in my pocket. I put it in the case. Yeah, I definitely want to keep trying it too, but I just figured with these older methods that you think that you'd be able to get some answers. Alright guys, so we're going to try the spirit box again. So I just turned it on. We're going to start sweeping in reverse because that seems like it works the best. If there's any spirits out in this graveyard, would you like to communicate us? You can use the spirit box to tell us your name, location, or where to go to find you. John. It just said my name.
I haven't said your name once.
It just said John.
I haven't seen... No, I have seen one John in this cemetery.
Where?
I don't remember where.
So,
I think it might be like somewhere like this way.
My name came through the box, but we don't know if there's like someone buried here named John.
I think you're right.
If there's someone buried here named John, it just said my name again. Like, it just said John, and then it said John. If there's any spirit named John here, are you trying to communicate with us, or are you talking about me? And it's so weird, when I stop asking questions, you don't hear it. Oh, that was kind of really creepy. I don't know what that even said. It sounded like in here. If there's any spirits who would like to communicate with us, can you tell me what way to go? Some weird interference. Are there any spirits here that would like to communicate? See, and that's quiet, like nothing. Is there a John here who would like to communicate? There's two things right there that I couldn't understand what it was saying, but... Bless you, you scared me just by sneezing. Is there anyone over here who would like to communicate with us? Hi.
That sounds like a female.
Yeah. So a female saying hi, and I'm standing in front of a Sarah J.
Is that you, Sarah?
Is there anyone around this tree who would like to communicate with us? For us. Sound like for us. Did something happen here that was bad? That was really creepy. I don't know what that was, but... Are you passive spirits? Are you good? Is there something evil in these woods? Yes?
Yes.
I couldn't tell if it was a yes or what that was. So there is something evil in these woods? Yeah, so Salem just said that she looked around the whole entire graveyard and she could not find a John at all, which
So it must have been your name.
leaves me to believe that, yeah, my name was literally called out twice within a 10-second span. And that's just strange because well, the only time I said my name was at the beginning of the video. And that's the only time it was before we ever even walked up here.
You didn't even say John, you said Johnny.
Right, but still, my name is technically John, but that's just strange to me. And then literally some of the voices I've been getting, and then it said, I asked it if there was something evil in these woods. It said yes.
Probably, I wouldn't doubt it.
So like, which definitely makes me believe that there is something back here, and I full-heartedly believe that there's spirits here.
I'll try holding it and see if I can get it.
Alright guys, so I just grabbed the EMF reader. I'm going to see if I can actually get any answers with this thing, rather than the spirit box while Salem's going around asking questions with it. I'm going to try the EMF reader out and see what we get. Wait. You said it told you to wait?
Yeah. Demands it.
So.
Why do you want me to wait?
Flip it over, you might understand it better.
I'm going backwards now.
I said flip the spirit box over. You can hear it better.
Is your grade over here? Is your grade broken?
This thing won't even come into focus, so.
I just got told to stop. Like the second I got in front of this grave.
This thing's so old. This is one of the ones you can't even tell what it was or when the time period was, because this one could be like really early 1800s.
Oh yeah.
If there's any spirits here who would like to communicate, you can light up my EMF reader, make it go yellow, make it red.
You have to be a lot clearer with your answers or we can't hear you.
If there's any spirits here who would like to communicate, can you turn my EMF reader up? I don't know, guys. We haven't had a lot of luck out here, I'm not going to lie.
I just thought, hey.
Hey. Seems like the spirit box has been honestly working the best out of any of the equipment we've tried, but which is concerning to me because I would think a few things would work better than something newer like that, but I could be wrong. My EMF reader has not went off at all the whole time we've been here. So it really makes me wonder. Maybe we're just here too early. Maybe we should have been here at night, like, or when it's dark. I would like to be back. I can't even talk. I would like to come back here when it's dark so we can try everything out again. I stopped recording. I was trying to flip the camera around right before that.
I just asked if it was somebody's baby, and somebody said, yeah.
I'll keep playing. This is 1 year and 18 days. Yeah, that's another child.
I'm so sorry you lost your baby. I couldn't imagine going through that.
If there's any spirits here, can you light my EMF reader up? Huh.
Are the parents of Frankie here? Do you still watch over your baby's grave? Do you still visit him?
Something. Alright guys, so I'm going to try one more spirit box session up in this graveyard. Then we're actually going to head down to the bridge and try that. We're not really having much luck.
You know, I honestly wonder, because they were answering you more. During this time period, people didn't, like... Speak to women. True,
that's also true. They didn't, it's like...
Unless they had permission from their husbands or something.
Right, and I don't know if I have to give the spirits permission to talk to you, but it's just, it is funny, because literally they only said stop, wait, what to you twice.
Yeah.
And...
Fucking spider.
Huh?
Look at the spider just slowly falling down.
Oh, I see it. Yeah, so I'm going to try this out one more time and see if I can get any answers, and if not, we're going to head down to the bridge. So let's try sweep in reverse. We're going to turn the sweep rate.
That's why they were answering me, as if they don't talk to him.
Right. Are the spirits here not communicating with my girlfriend because they don't think they have permission to speak to her? Seems like you guys were communicating with me pretty well earlier. If you would like to have a conversation, I'm still here. If there's any spirits left here that would like to communicate with us, can you tell us now before we leave? If there's any spirits who want to communicate with us, can you use this device to speak to us? If there's any spirits here, could you lead me to one of your graves so we could have a conversation? Do you just not want to talk to us? Do you want us to leave? Tried a different frequency and everything. If there's any spirits here who would like to communicate, can you please tell us through the spirit box? Just nothing.
I feel like this place has gone so long without anything coming here that it's kind of died down.
That was weird. That was a weird voice. And I don't know, guys. It's pretty dead, quiet. Like there was communication prior to when I was using the spirit box, but it just feels like I'm not getting anything at this point. So I am going to say that we are going to have to come back at a later date, and it's going to have to be dark out. Otherwise, I don't think we're going to get any answers from this place, which is sad because I was hoping that we'd have some luck, but yeah, we could camp. That would be a little creepy. But we didn't really get any good communication other than with the spirit box. All other devices, they didn't even turn the flashlight on. They wouldn't play with the cat balls, and my EMF reader did absolutely nothing the whole entire time we were here. So, which is very, like, weird to me because...
But it also shows that the equipment's not always going to work.
Right, and it does show that the equipment's not always going to work. So it's like you don't know if you're going to capture something always or not. So we're going to make our way down to the bridge that's at the bottom, and then we can talk about that a little bit. And then actually use some of the equipment on the bridge just to see what happens before we leave. And then hopefully we'll get an answer down there, because that bridge is from actually... I believe the early 1800s was when that thing was built, because it was for the oil industry back then.
Yeah, and it was probably built just before the 1800s when it really boomed.
So, well, Titusville boomed like early 1800s, so like I want us to come back here definitely at some point, and hopefully we can capture something then, but right now is not the time. I feel like zero answers. Yeah, it's creepy here. It's old, but it's pretty quiet and it's pretty dead. So we aren't going to keep pestering the spirits here to try to talk to us. If they don't want to communicate, that's okay. But hopefully one day we'll get some answers about this place. Right before we were walking out, we actually discovered that there's another grave marker here for another child. But this one was only a 2-year-old. Born June 7th, 1850, and died September 5th, 1852. Which makes you wonder what happened to these children, like why they ended up passing away so early.
Diseases.
Well, yeah, there's obviously diseases and anything in play like that, but like you just wonder the cause of death back then, what actually happened to these children. But we're going to come back, we'll investigate again. Maybe next time we'll try the cat balls on this gravestone over here, because it's a toddler rather than such a young child that might not even know how to activate a cat ball or even a flashlight. So let's see if we can get some answers down at the bridge. We're going to start walking down there now. It's a pretty short walk. And then I'm going to start recording again and we can talk more about it. But actually, before we do that, I'll show you guys some nature shots. Holy shit. That is steep as hell. So down there, you guys can see there's the railroad tracks, the old railroad tracks. I don't believe they use those anymore. But yeah, this is the scenery around this area. It's a big hill, which makes me wonder, because if I don't know, if we walked farther up there, if there would actually be more gravestones or more to the graveyard, maybe farther back into the woods, or even to the right here in the back there, if there's anything that we missed. I don't know, but hopefully next time we come we can get some answers. Until then, we're gonna walk down to the bridge and hopefully something will happen. All right, so we are walking down the trail now, headed back. I am glad we made the trip out here today. It's actually not very far from where I live, but I am a little disappointed with the fact that we didn't get very good answers and not too much intelligent communication so far. But it also could be because of the time of the day and location isn't very well known. It's been here for a long time and it's pretty just silent, I feel like. And I didn't really feel bad energy being in there or up there at that graveyard. But at the same time, I asked the spirit box if there was anything evil in these woods, and it said yes. And how the story goes is there was something evil in these woods that, like I said, could push you down the stairs, could grab you. Could literally leave prints on you. Like, I've heard of people getting slapped. So there's many things that could happen, but I don't know if the evil only lurks down by the stairs. That's another thing I didn't even think about trying, is the spirit box by the staircase, because literally that was one of the locations that's most popular here to have activity. So if we get down there and there isn't a bunch of people, I might try to do a spirit box session real fast, and then we're going to move on to the bridge. So until then, I'm going to turn this off and we will make our way there. So I'm not going to do a spirit box session this time because there's a lot of people around and I don't want to be disruptive, but we are at the staircase and we are about to walk down it. As you can see, it looks very creepy. Alright guys, we made it down to the bridge now. Honestly, it was a little crazy. Just about 2 minutes ago, we were sitting in my car just waiting for a couple people to clear out so we could actually get some footage, and a tree back there ended up falling down. Like, we've maybe been out of the woods about 5 minutes now, and it was that tree. Here, I'll show you on a different angle real quick. So it was literally this tree right here that ended up falling. I think it was just hung up on something up there, but it literally crashed down and was in front of the train tracks and everything. So we just went over there actually and moved a bunch of the branches and limbs off of it, so if anyone comes through here they don't have an accident or have to stop to do that. But it was just so interesting that it happened right when we come back. So there's the woods, but we're at the bridge now, so let's get into that and see what we can get. So let's start walking towards this bridge. There's a lot of stories about this bridge. I mean, I've heard of a guy apparently jumping off this bridge and hanging himself. Oh, there's people just floating down the river apparently right now. So I might wait to use the spirit box until they cross, but I'm gonna get some footage of the bridge as well. So this bridge is fairly old. I believe it was built at the early 1800s or late 1700s. There's stories of a guy that apparently jumped off this bridge and hung himself and killed himself here. But apparently there's a lot of activity at nighttime here. People claiming that they hear noises or they see eyes. It's kind of like similar to the Goatman's Bridge, if you guys have ever heard of that. But this is out in Titusville, Pennsylvania. So very not known at all. It's kind of just random. I mean, at one point, Titusville was a very big area with the oil booming and whatnot. But at this moment in time, Titusville kind of became a dead town, and there's not much left here. But here's a bridge. We're almost across it. I drove over this earlier, and it was actually pretty sketchy, with it being so old. And it kind of just looks like a trail that we're on. I mean, it feels solid. It's just very old and sketchy looking. So yeah, this is the bridge. I mean, it's pretty down here. Well, it looks like a good place to go swimming, actually. The portage. I don't know what that means. Boy, maybe there's port over there.
Oh, that scares me.
What?
Just like wiggly.
Yeah, don't be careful, please. Because like I said, this bridge is very old. I'm going to see if I can step over here without killing myself. There's the water. It's beautiful, but sketchy though. It's like I said, you look at this, it's just like a trail more or less. And I don't recommend, if you have a sporty car, to come drive down here. I don't really know how I made it safely, but we did. And now we're here. Look at that big snake right there. This huge water snake. It's like, just to get a glimpse of, look how big that is. Like, Jesus. That is, I know, he's literally going right into the, oh, now I can't see him really that great on my phone. Swimming up. It's getting close to the land now. So here's the opposite end of the bridge. Salem sitting there taking pictures. We just saw that water snake. Oh yeah, that snake definitely had to be around 3 feet or so. This is how big I was on the camera, even just zoomed out all the way. But yeah, this area is pretty beautiful. Other than all the spooky stories, it's pretty peaceful. I mean, I don't really have bad energy that I feel here, but we're also here during the day. It's not night yet. It's a fishing lure. Someone must have been fishing off the bridge earlier today. But yeah, it's kind of like you look at this and it's not very sturdy. It wiggles and shakes if you move it. Just makes you wonder how long this bridge is going to be standing for. So guys, I just got the EMF reader out. Kind of just walking along the bridge right now with it. Seeing if it's going to spike. If there's any spirits here who would like to communicate, can you turn our EMF reader up? Not really doing anything right now. If there's any spirits here, can you use the EMF to create enough energy to brighten the light up? Or make the light brighter, turn it to yellow? Nothing. I don't know. This place is supposed to be very haunted too. That's what gets me. So like, it makes me question sometimes these stories and the legitimacy, because all of our luck here has not been very well. Like, we haven't got very much other than using the spirit box, but
And then we're also during a time of day where...
Well, it's almost 7 o'clock now. It's not like it's early, but I don't know. Oh.
Oh.
So that's the first time the EMF has went off.
Okay.
Went to yellow for a second.
Oh.
Now it's back to green again.
Something's here.
And blinked green again. If there's any spirits here, can you leave that on green? Just keeps blinking green. I don't know.
There's no electricity in there.
So I was gonna say, this thing's pretty far away from my phone, and I'm facing it the opposite way, and it's facing up actually, which there's literally nothing here that's electrical. So
this bridge is way too old.
Well, yeah, this bridge is very old. Like, so if there are any spirits here, can you still communicate through the EMF? If so, light it up.
Well,
Did it do anything?
Yeah, it went like up 1.
So, see, this is the first time the EMF readers went off at all today. Like, oh, it's blinking again.
That's like insane. Because I've never seen one of those work in person.
Yeah, and I don't know if you could get a false reading from pointing it up. So that is a good question if anyone could answer that for me. I mean, debunk it from even being anything. I mean, go for it. But so far, this is the first time the EMF has worked at all today. And it's lit up multiple times. It went up to yellow. See, as soon as I said it again, it lit up green. So, do you want to communicate with us through the spirit box? If so, light the EMF reader up. It's not gonna light up now. It's gonna be like,
Would you rather us use the spirit box so you can actually use words?
That's just weird. Like, honestly, it's just...
I'd still do it anyways.
Yeah, we're gonna try the spirit box as it is. I just figured I'd ask it that to see if it would, like, intelligently respond versus just going into using it. I'm gonna flip the camera around once and do a video with the EMF, and then we're gonna go in with the spirit box. So I have Salem holding the EMF reader now.
My phone's behind me.
So it's blinking again.
Yeah.
Focus.
Come up towards
it
this.
literally will not focus on
Make
the
it go
EMF.
Can you make this go up as far as you can? Try and get it to red. Do you think you could do that? I've been getting it to yellow a lot.
See, even with my camera this far away from it, it's not doing anything.
Yeah.
It's like I'm way closer than I was even when I was holding it myself. So, if there's any spirits here that would like to communicate with us, can you please use the EMF reader, light it up to green like it's been flashing, or yellow, or even if you can get it to red, that would be awesome.
Are we too far away from you? Do we need to go to a different area? Different spot on the bridge?
Nothing. See, try walking down a little bit and see if it does anything. Now it's blinking.
Are you telling us to keep going?
I just wish this thing would stay focused on it, but it won't. Yeah, tracking. So if there's any spirits here, can you communicate with us through the box? Sound like a horn.
Like a car horn.
I sound like a car horn. That is so weird. And this is a bridge we're on, guys. Like, and that's the only thing that's came through so far. Like, beep. Like, get out of the way. You're sitting on the bridge. Like,
Are you trying to drive on this bridge? Are we in your way?
can you give us any sign you're here? I don't know, guys. It's pretty quiet.
Yeah.
It was the horn again. The fucking horn. Literally a horn.
Like something is trying to get across this bridge.
I know, and we're blocking it because I'm standing in the middle and she's just sitting there on it. And I got chills when I heard the horn the second time because it's like, how's that? It's like, is that a coincidence? But I mean, like, we're literally.
Look at us again. If you want us to move off this bridge, if we're in your way.
Can you show us another sign that you're here? Yeah.
Can you tell us who you are?
Hey, get up. There's a car coming. Yeah, I don't want to be in the way of him. Park ranger. Yeah, we're just sitting on the bridge, so like,
I wonder.
kind of scared me.
Wait, I have a question for you.
What?
Were you honking at us because people were coming down these roads, telling us that we needed to get up?
Oh, there's another car coming too now. It's that way. It's the opposite side. So,
Were you telling us that people were coming down here? And that we needed to move?
yeah, the only thing we've gotten, that was something, but I couldn't hear it. The only thing we've gotten so far is literally a honking twice. And it was right before these two cars actually came down through here. Which
makes me wonder if whatever is on here, something is telling us, like, hey, like, there's cars coming, honk honk.
Get off the bridge.
There were literally only 2 cars that came through.
Right, and one on each end.
Because, like, one of them seemed farther, because we were sitting here.
Right.
And then one of them seemed really, really close.
Right. If there's anyone here, can you communicate with me right now? Another fucking horn. Went, won't. Is there any spirits who would like to communicate with us? We are leaving right now. Oh my God. It just said, I know where you're at. Like clear as day. I know where you're at. No, the whole time other than car horns. How do you know where I'm at? Can you see me? Can you see these devices we were holding? Can you tell me your name? This is your final chance. I was letting you talk. You said I know where you're at. Where are you at? Are you hiding? Are you hiding by the stairs or underneath the stairs?
We could go over there right now.
Oh. All right, guys. I don't know. That was really confusing to me because it legitimately just said, I know where you're at. Like a full sentence. And
I wonder if that caught it. Probably did.
Well, hopefully, because if not, I'm going to be disappointed. But clear as day, I could hear, I know where you're at. Why are my tail lights on?
Oh, I opened the door.
Yeah, I might shut that because my battery will die if not. So guys, we're done trying on the bridge. We're actually going to give it one more shot by the stairs over here just before we leave because no one's around here at this point. So it's pretty quiet over here and it's about maybe 7 something in the evening. I don't really know when this place is like active. I'm gonna guess it's probably sometime at nighttime, but we are not gonna be here that late, so just gonna give it one last try and then we're gonna get out of here so we can get some food. I'm starving. So let's try. All right, guys, so I think that's going to conclude this investigation here with the bridge, the staircase, and the abandoned cemetery. We really didn't get too much communication, some communication through the spirit box, but nothing very intelligent, nothing that really gave us any answers. The scariest thing I feel like that happened was my name coming out of the spirit box twice, and there was no one up there named John that was buried that we could find in the graveyard or don't know anything about a story about a John here or nothing like that. And I'm the only one here that was named John that I assume, so that's kind of creepy. But I hope you guys like the video. Follow, like, subscribe, comment. It would mean the world. And then let me know where I should go next or if you guys have any ideas. So peace out till next time.